first, fighting out of the red corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in under 170 pounds. Fighting out of Shaolin MMA, presenting Tadhg Linnane. That is about making his way to the Clamor's cage, fighting out of the blue corner. This man is a mixed martial artist, weighing in under 170 pounds. Fighting out of IFS, presenting Troy Boy
Clan Wars 30, we are in your co-main event of the evening. The gold is on the line. It's for the vacant welterweight Clan Wars title. We've got Tadhg Linnane in the red corner taking on Troy Boy Gibson in the blue corner. A touch of gloves and we are underway.
Hey, big front kick from the start from Troy Gibson. Takedown from Tadhg.
And beautiful work by Linnane to get it to the mat. Gibson is being phonetically paced to get back up. What a scramble by Troy Gibson.
Big knee to the body.
Big uppercuts by Gibson, and Linnane looking for the takedown again, and he gets it again.
Big slam.
Got the body lock, picked the Troy Gibson up and took him to the mat.
Real interesting fight here.
They are not waiting to get going here. Phonetic start. Gibson just using brute strength to try reversing. Got to watch his back though. Linnane takes the back and Gibson rolls into it. This is just pure scrambles, Phil.
Frenetic pace started in this fight. Tadhg trying to prove that he can be Troy's Achilles heel in this fight.
Beautiful, Phil Campbell, beautiful. Gibson is now just almost composing himself. Maybe this is what this fight needs. Gibson sitting on top, just taking a breath, taking a moment. He is in the dominant position.
I'd like to see Troy settle into the half guard posture and do work. Trying to get off some strikes. Tadhg Linnane happy to grip.
And again, I do like this idea by Gibson. It's calmed it down. It was a frenetic, fast-paced start, almost reckless. Linnane just bulldozing. But you've got to be careful, throwing the legs up there.
Throw up the armbar. Sort of a quasi-triangle position.
Gibson,
as he transitioned to the armbar, Gibson needs to stack. Good work by Gibson. Needs to get his arm out of the danger there.
Knee and belly there, and Linnane is chasing again. And big right hand landed by Troy Gibson on top.
Troy Gibson back inside the guard of Linnane. Needs to take a deep breath, not be overruled by the occasion, and do work.
And that's it, Phil. When the Clan Wars title is a prestigious title in Irish MMA, so you know both these fighters are obviously, the adrenaline is flowing. That's why the phonetic start maybe. But I like what Gibson is doing here. He's keeping it calm in this position. He's watching out for Linnane's attacks on the bottom. But
yeah, he's rode the initial storm that both men engaged in, and now he's adopting a slightly more methodical approach, a slightly more measured approach. That's what I want to see.
Good work by Troy Gibson on top, just landing the shots. But Linnane is just trying to tie him up here, maybe looking to get Dec Larkin to stand him up again. But
he's creeping that guard up the back of Gibson. Maybe looking to establish an armbar again.
Throws the legs up, wants to push off. Gibson landing some good shots on top.
Needs to be careful not to get roared into the triangle.
Gibson landing some big shots, and Linnane going to stand up, and Gibson is throwing hellfire at him, but Linnane dodges it.
Double unders.
Good body lock up against the cage, right in front of us here, Phil.
I'd like to see Linnane take a leg, sweep the leg. If he has double unders established, he should be able to secure a takedown by sweeping the leg.
Your 10-second clapper had gone there with the noise. You may not have heard it, but
can Linnane score a takedown just before the end of the round?
That's the end of your first round, your championship round.
Wow, where to start dissecting that round?
It started off at a crazy pace. Linnane just closed in and got two beautiful big slams. Gibson then wound up on top, where he stayed and tried to calm and be composed. He's sort of done that for a long time in the fight, so you'd say, if you were to dissect that second by second, you're saying Troy Gibson had control of more of the round.
But here's the difficulty. Linnane scored 2 takedowns in that round, so where does the impetus lie? Does it lie in the 2 takedowns, even though Gibson ended up on top? Very difficult round to score. I would not want to be one of our judges right now.
But an excellently matched fight as well here at Clan Wars. the crowd. It's a landmark night for Clan Wars. This is the 30th show, and by all means, every fighter on the card has delivered. There's been exceptional fights. As I said, the prestigious title is on the line here. The Clan Wars Welterweight Amateur title is something that all amateurs in the country want, but only Troy Gibson and Tadhg Linnane have the opportunity to win it.
Troy Gibson is going to be aware of the game plan now of Tadhg. Tadhg wants to close the distance, get in and score the takedown. Therefore, Troy should be using his long, rangy limbs, those long, rangy strikes like he did with the initial front kick. There we go.
He opens with the front kick again. A big leg kick. Goes high. Nobody home.
Big overhand from Linnane.
And Linnane, that's the tactic for the smaller man against the bigger guy. The big overhand right. And that allowed him to close the distance and get Troy Boy Gibson to the ground. So what can Tadhg Linnane do from top position now?
Has his head underneath the chin of Gibson. Gibson working his guard. Tadhg looking to pull Troy towards his corner.
He's got to be careful. Troy Gibson, his big long limbs, so triangles, he can flick them up at a tot. So Linnane's got to be careful and watch.
Troy looking to work for this triangle, but Tadhg is very strong. He's compact. He's powerful.
Slowly creeping up towards us at the cage here. A lot of fighters like that, Phil, where they get a fighter's head jammed up against the cage. It allows them to posture up and land big shots.
Tadhg keeping his head underneath the chin here of Troy to direct the body.
Excellent work from the bottom by Troy Gibson. He is landing some. They're not hurtful shots. They're more annoying shots. They
preoccupy the fighter on top.
And now they are right in front of us. Troy Gibson's head up against the cage. Tadhg Linnane has worked him up here. What can he do in this position? Will he try to better to half guard and maybe rain down some shots on Troy Gibson?
Troy Gibson had one foot on the hip there, perhaps looked to push away, now reclaims guard. Switches the hips out a little. I'd like to see more strikes here from Tadhg.
What should Gibson do here? Should he try to sit back and try wall walk up the cage here? And
I would like to see Gibson he's got those long, powerful limbs, so I'd like to see him put both feet on the hips of Linnane, push away and stand up. Looks the wall walk.
Just holding on to the cage there.
Spotted by referee Dec Larkin. The guard of Troy Gibson is open.
Nice hammer fist there by Linnane. Just almost paying a little bit of, hey, I'm on top, I can land the shots too. So
shots to the body from Linnane there. The guard of Gibson is wide open.
He's looking for an armbar possibly here.
Pushes the head away. Tadhg Linnane now has Gibson pressed up against the cage.
And this is what I was talking about, Phil. Getting them up to the cage, pressuring and land these shots.
Big hammer fist from Linnane. Because again, overhand.
It gives Gibson nowhere to go. And Linnane, he's doing some work. He postures up, lands the one shot, puts the head down, pressure up against the cage of Troy Gibson and lands another shot. It's excellent work here by Tadhg Linnane in the second.
As we know, your ground game suffers when you're getting punched in the face. Good head control again from Linnane. Just constant methodical pressure. It's a grinding, tiring style being adopted here by Linnane.
It's almost a throwback to the ages here as well. Tadhg Linnane's just happy to sit in the guard and land these shots.
It's not unlike a Matt Hughes or a Tito Ortiz style.
And there's your 10-second clapper. And as the first round was, you got to say Linnane is landing the big shots here the way Gibson was trying to land them in the first. But an excellent fight. Both fighters have had their moments in top position.
Dominant round from Linnane.
You got to be thinking, as you were saying, Phil, the first round, do you score the 2 takedowns from Linnane, or do you score the work of Troy Gibson when he got on top in the first round? So potentially we could be 1-0, potentially we could be 2 in the hole, and Tadhg Linnane has a two-round lead. So coming into the third round with the Clan Wars belt on the line, you got to think Troy Gibson's corner will be making him allergic. Maybe use that range, keep it in distance, try and land shots.
Well, we're all acutely aware now of the game plan of Tadhg Linnane, which is to get Troy Gibson to the ground, use his top control, use his heavy pressure and strikes. So if I were the corner of Troy Gibson, I would be telling him to maintain range. There's an uppercut there, use those long limbs, pepper him with the jab, put it in his face. Don't give Linnane the space to get in, establish those double underhooks and get the takedown.
And as the roar goes up in the Crowne Plaza for your third round in the welterweight title bout between Troy Gibson and Tadhg Linnane, it's been a very tight, close fight. Touch of the gloves. We're underway for round 3. And Gibson working the body with some long-rangey kicks.
Oh, he caught him with the straight.
Nice knee, but again, Linnane almost willing to accept getting hit in there to close the distance to get that takedown.
He's relentless with that pressure, isn't he? Gibson looking to underhook, control the head. Linnane in on a single. Again, head pressed under the chin of Troy Gibson. Good knee from Gibson.
Again, Linnane tries to answer, but
another good knee.
He's just got to be careful though, Phil, as he's hitting them knees. It's giving Linnane the opportunity to grab the takedown. Well defended there. A big shot. That body shot. That body shot hurt Linnane.
He hurt him.
He's landed big rights and
desperation shot.
He's got to get up. Troy Gibson needs to get up, get back in striking range, get this back to its feet. His corner should be screaming at him to get up out of there. He had Tadhg Linnane hurt with the body shot.
And then landed a flurry of punches. The guard's open here of Tadhg, now closed. When that guard opens, if I was Troy Gibson, I'd be standing right back up.
Was that a mistake by Troy Gibson to go to the ground with him? Standing back up, you had him hurt.
In that moment, it's very difficult when you're in there to know that you have a fighter hurt.
Great recovery by Tadhg Linnane, must be said as well. He looked like he was hurt to the body. He has recovered. He's got a bit of a rest here. How well has he recovered, we will find out. But Troy Gibson now in this position, and this is what makes that first round scoring, Phil. It's really going to make that first round the important round if it stays like this for the remainder of the third.
Even aesthetically, if Troy isn't landing big shots, he still looks like he's in the dominant position. But just as I say that, he lands thunderous blows.
Excellent work by Troy Gibson. A role reversal right in front of us, except this time it's Troy Gibson on top. That head position as well, just pushing Tadhg Linnane, his forehead into the chin of Linnane, not allowing Linnane to move.
It really is a transverse image of the latter part of the second round.
This is beautiful work by Troy Gibson.
Just needs to posture a little bit.
The only issue here is round one. If he needed to finish here, did he follow him to the ground? Is that the error? But the dominant so far in the third round, landing heavy rain.
Linnane grabs, holds him back in position. Gibson looking to roll those wrists and land big strikes. Pressures him up against the cage. Again, it's a mirror image of that second round.
Linnane thrown up looking for the arm. Gibson shakes it off, lands some shots to pay the tax for going for it. And that head position right in front of us here again, Troy Gibson.
Gibson been dominant in this round. Linnane needs to do something here.
Gibson just taking a moment, maybe looking to step across the left leg. Linnane closes up the guard. A 10-second clapper goes. This is all going to come down to the first round for me, Phil.
Big hands from Gibson to finish the round.
There we go. That's the end of it. It's going to go to the judges' scorecards. It's the first round, Phil. And I know no matter what result I score, somebody's going to be happy and somebody's going to be unhappy. You could argue for both ways.
This fight is on a knife edge.
Let's bring it to the judges' scorecards.
Ladies and gentlemen, please show your appreciation for both fighters. After 3 rounds of action, we go to your judges' scorecards. All 3 judges have scored this 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision. And now, the Clan Wars welterweight champion, fighting